welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this spring makeup look for you guys. I feel like it's like a mermaid kind of look because you got like the green and the blue and it's like a halo eye. I just think it's so beautiful for like springtime. I did use a nude lip to pair with this look because I did have a pink lip on that I show you in the video, but I just feel like it was too much. It kind of resembled Barbie a little bit, so I was like, yeah, let's just tone it down, do a nude so that the eyes kind of speak for themselves because this is very dramatic. I would love to wear this like on a night out or something like that, like during the springtime or summer months. It's just something different than your average like brown smoky eye or dark smoky eye. So yeah, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and give you guys something different, something very colorful. So yeah, if you guys would like to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. The first thing I'm taking is my Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm going to prime my eyes. I usually stick to my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but today I wanted to switch it up a little bit and show you guys something different. So today I'm using just my Maybelline Concealer. You can find this at the drugstore, obviously, it's Maybelline. And I'm just applying that with a damp beauty blender. Now I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is the matte and poreless in the shade 110, and I'm just going to use that on a Morphe brush just to set that base so that it's not tacky when we go in with eyeshadow. I always set my eyeshadow base, it's just easier for me to blend. Now I'm taking Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie. This is one of my all-time favorite shades from Makeup Geek. I purchased a bunch of Makeup Geek shadows like 3 years ago, and that's why I've had this for so long. It's just these literally last you forever, so I really need to go and buy some more, so I'm just kind of working through my pans, but yeah, it's just an all-time favorite color, and I'm just using that back and forth in the crease of my eye as my transition. Now I'm going to go in with Chickadee. This is another Makeup Geek shadow, and I'm just going to dust that right over top. I was kind of just winging this tutorial. I did do it a couple days ago before I filmed this, so I'm just kind of going on how I did it that day. And you know, you really don't even see this color in it, so it's not really necessary, but I'm just doing it like how I did it. So yeah, just back and forth in the crease of my eye. Now I'm going to pick up my 35B palette and that really pretty kind of teal green, and I'm using a Morphe M441 brush to dust this really deep into my crease. I'm going from the outer corner towards the inner corner, and I'm really digging it out in that crease, and I'm putting as much product as I have on my brush towards the inner corner because we are going to be doing a halo eye, so I want to make sure that the shadow is just as dark from the outer corner as in the inner corner, if that makes sense. I'm taking that original blending brush that we went in with first with Peach Smoothie, and I'm just going over all the edges of the shadow to make sure there's no harsh lines and everything's blended out. Now I'm picking up the 35B palette again from Morphe and this really pretty kind of dark emerald green, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing that I did with the first green we laid down, just making sure that I buff it back and forth in my crease, making sure that it's just as dark from the outer corner as well as the inner corner. So now I'm picking up this really pretty aqua blue color, and I'm going to use this on a Morphe M443 brush. I'll link it down below. But I'm just packing that in the outer corner of my eye, then dusting whatever I have left on the brush towards the inner corner. I am making sure that I'm digging my brush really deep into that inner corner of my eye because I do want that to be very pigmented. Just as pigmented from the outer corner towards the inner corner, and then I'll wrap it around, creating that halo eye effect. I'm going back in with that first green that we used in the transition, and I'm just dusting that back and forth in the crease of my eye, making sure that there's no harsh lines and that everything is blending seamlessly. Going back in with that blending brush again, making sure that there's no harsh lines throughout the blending process. I always make sure I do this after adding another shadow. It just helps the blending process a lot more, and it makes sure you don't have any jagged lines. Now I'm going to go back in with that 35B palette, and I'm taking this really beautiful blue. It's kind of a shimmery blue in the palette, and I'm spraying my brush with Fix Plus, and I'm using a MAC 242 brush. This is going to be our base to help the shadow that we're using in this video pop a lot more. So I wanted to apply a base first, and I'm making sure that I apply that from outer corner all the way to inner corner, making sure that it is just as pigmented from the outer corner to the inner corner. I do go back in with the shadow a little bit more just to make sure that it's as intense as I want it to be, but it's all personal preference. Now I'm taking the shadow that this entire look was based on, and this is by NYX, and it's in the shade Mermaid. I was obsessed with this shadow when I first picked it up. I was like, oh my god, I want to do this look. I have this look in my mind, and it's going to happen, and this was the look that I was referring to. I love this shade. I feel like it's so beautiful. It's such a gorgeous aquamarine shimmer blue. Oh my god, it's just gorgeous. And I thought that it would look so beautiful as a halo eye because it really makes the shadows stand out and pop. So I'm just applying this right in the center of my eye on the ball of my eye, and I did add some Fix Plus to make it even more metallic. So I'm going back in with that original blue that we first laid down, and I'm just softening the edges of the mermaid shade just to make sure that there's no harsh lines, and I'm darkening the outer corner just a little bit more as well as the inner corner. Now I'm going in with the fun part. I'm going to add the NYX Glitter Glue, and I'm going in with this beautiful glitter by NYX. This is in the shade 07. I was like, oh my god. When I was at Ulta, I was like, you know what? I need some glitter because this look is not going to be complete without glitter. And this specific glitter has like little reflects of like green in it. So I was like, this is going to be perfect for this eye look. I thought it was so beautiful, and this glitter is so affordable. Like pretty much this entire look is affordable. So I was so excited to show you guys. So I'm just using that glitter glue and basically just using my finger, just tapping that glitter right on top of that mermaid shade just to give it even more of a pop. You obviously don't have to use glitter if you don't want to use glitter. I know glitter can be a hassle sometimes, but I just thought it was beautiful, so I wanted to use it. Now I'm using some makeup wipes. These are just the simple makeup wipes from the drugstore, and I'm just sharpening up my eye look and cleaning up any of the glitter fallout. So now I'm taking my Carbon Black mascara, and I'm just going to apply a thin coat of mascara because I'm going to use some falsies in this look today because I think that this look calls for falsies, but of course you don't have to. But I saw one of Kathleen's videos, and I just recently found out that Kiss came out with Faux Mink lashes at the drugstore, and they're like $5. So I was like, oh my god, finally. I would never have to spend 40 bucks on a pair of mink lashes because the drugstore just answered my prayers. So I applied those, and now I'm taking the highlight shade from that palette and just applying it to my brow bone, making sure that I blend it downward to help blend any harsh lines from the shadow. And this is an e.l.f. brush that I'm applying this with. Then of course I go back in with that blending brush one more time, making sure no harsh lines, as always. I'm going in with this Makeupforever eyeliner. Of course, you don't have to use this eyeliner, it's just what I had, but I do recommend like NYX liners, or you can find some at the drugstore that are affordable. It's just this really pretty kind of aqua blue color, and I thought it would look pretty with this look. And then I'm going back in with that original shade that we used on the eyelid, and I'm just using a definer brush and just buffing that against the lash line all the way from outer corner towards the inner corner. I'm going back in with that dark navy blue shade in the palette, and I'm just going to apply this with a pencil brush. I am using the Morphe E18. It's one of my all-time favorite pencil brushes, and I'm just buffing that back and forth all the way from outer corner towards the inner corner, making sure that I get it as smoky as I want. Then I'll go back in with that mermaid shade once again, and I'm using a Morphe E36 pencil brush, and I'm just going to apply that on the lower lash line towards the inner corner, fading out into that navy blue. I just thought it would look pretty as a pop down there, so I applied it a little bit in the inner corner. I'm singing, don't mind me, I'm kind of in my zone right now. I'm applying some MAC Shroom. Of course, you can use something different. I just happened to pick this up when I was, I don't know, doing my makeup. I wasn't really paying attention. So I'm just applying that in my inner corner, but of course you can just go in with that original highlight shade we used for the brow bone. So then all I'm going to do is apply some mascara to my lower lashes. I just feel like it ties the look together and makes it complete. And here you go, here's the final eyes. I thought they were super beautiful and perfect for springtime. So let's move on to the face. I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just going to contour my cheekbones. I like contouring my cheekbones for like dramatic looks like this, but then I do end up going in and bronzing the skin because I just feel like with a look like this and it being like springtime and stuff, I really wanted bronze skin, so that's what I did. Now I'm going to go in with my MAC Studio Care Blend Press Powder in the shade Dark, and I'm just using this Duo Fiber brush from MAC. I've had this for like years, but any brush will do, and I'm just going right over top of that, just basically bronzing everywhere that I contoured because I wasn't, you know, done with the bronzer, so I added more. That's what we all do, right? Just add more. What's the big deal? For blush, I'm taking one of my all-time favorites. This is Milani's Luminoso. It's such a beautiful blush for springtime. I think it's so gorgeous, and it's got such a nice sheen into it. So I'm applying this with my Morphe E4 brush. This is the blush brush, and I'm just applying that to the cheeks. And I felt like it tied the look together because it has such a beautiful peachy glow. Now for highlight, I'm going to use Urban Decay Sin on a fan brush. This is such a gorgeous highlight. I don't think I've used this on camera before. I could be mistaken. I don't know. I highlight way too much, girl. It's literally a problem. So I'm just applying this to the to the tops of my cheekbones, on the bridge of my nose, in between my forehead, or on my forehead, my cupid's bow, chin, everywhere. You know the drill with highlight, girl. I don't need to explain it. So yeah, this pimple's been chilling for a while, so I just made it into a beauty mark. You know, no shame. Okay, so for the first look, I decided to go in with this liquid lipstick by Ofra. It's in the shade Cocos Island. I haven't used it in a while, and I wanted to break it out, and I thought it would look good with this look, but as I looked back and I was wearing it for a while, I was like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. I feel like I'm channeling Barbie right now, and the blue and the coral is just not meshing together. So I end up changing it, but first I'm setting my face with NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is one of my all-time favorites. I talked about it in my haul and in my favorites video. So yeah. So here I am changing my lip color to something a little bit less dramatic. So I'm just using Spice by MAC, and I'm slightly overlining my bottom lip and top lip just a tad because they're kind of uneven. So that's just personal preference. And then I'm going to go in with another fave. This is Honey Love by MAC. I recently talked about this in my MAC haul, and I'm obsessed. So I thought this looked a lot better than the pink because the pink was a little bit too much, so I figured let's do a nude, let's let the eyes speak for themselves, and I absolutely loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!